Fine motor skills are fascinating to watch. They're part of the neurological development of young children. And we're talking about their hand skill development. There is a neurological maturation that is predictable with kids, but most of us know about milestones, and most of us think about a particular age a child should be doing such and such. In reality, there's a huge range of normal in terms of what youngsters can be doing at particular ages, and particularly through the early years, children are developing so many skills. There's quite a breadth of what we could expect to see between two youngsters at the same age. So what's interesting to know, though, is despite the fact that there's this significant diversity in the rate at which kids develop their skills, there is a predictability to the way or the sequence in which they acquire skills. And so just to give you that frame of reference, skills develop from head to toe. So kids, young children, develop head control before they're running around the room. And skills develop from the center out. So in other words, we develop trunk control and the ability to sit before we're using our hands really effectively. And those are two important concepts to have in mind when we're thinking about our youngsters being able to use their hands to do very discrete things. We need to have thought about where are they at in that developmental sequence or that neurological maturation. So another thing to think about in the development of fine motor skills is that they occur with large muscle movements before we get to fine little muscle movements. So kids will be using their hands in big ways before they get to little intricate ways. And so recognizing that big ways isn't wrong, it's just a little earlier in development. And part of our role is to present activities that will support youngsters to develop those finer skills. And many of the activities that we present in classrooms accomplish more than one thing. And that's really helpful to know when you're thinking about presenting media to students, that they may use it in a variety of different ways, and that supports them with their development. So for example, a beading activity might be put out for youngsters, and it will require that they pick things up and align things and use some visual motor coordination in terms of using their eyes and their hands to accomplish the beading activity. But it also requires them to have very different activities happening in one hand and the other hand. One's holding the bead, the other one's holding the string. Very different activities, and that requires bilateral coordination, to say nothing of the balance and head control they have to be able to get those two things together. So fine motor skills are a complex set of skills that require a number of years through the early years that our kids are with us to build and acquire long before they're using their hands in a sophisticated way to get their printing and other really technical activities underway.